What if the deepest teachings of Christianity and Vedanta point to the same ultimate truth? What if the words of Christ and the Mahavakyas of the Upanishads are not separate revelations, but mirrors reflecting one eternal reality?
Sri Ramana Maharshi cite all the faiths that prevail in the world affirm the world, the soul, and God. But the highest state is to be firmly established in one's own real nature. This changes everything.
Because the central question of human existence has always been this: are we merely temporary beings, or is there something eternal within us?
In the Bible, Christ speaks in mysterious phrases: Son of Man, Son of God. Before Abraham was I am. I and the Father are one.
And in Vedanta, we find the Mahavakyas, Tat Tvamasi, thou art that. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahmin. I am Atma Brahma, this self is Brahmin. These are not just religious statements. They are declarations of identity.
But identity with what?
Son of Man represents the ego, the individual self, the body-bound identity.
It is born. It suffers. It desires. It dies. Vedanta calls this the jiva.
Ramana Maharshi would call it the false I, like mistaking a rope for a snake in dim light. The snake appears real, but it never truly existed. In the same way, the ego appears real, but it is only appearance. The Son of God, however, points to something deeper, the eternal self. Pure consciousness, timeless being, not born, not dying, not limited by body or mind. This is Atman, this is Brahman, this is the Self.
This is what Christ points toward. When Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am, the statement transcends history. It is not saying merely that he existed before Abraham. It points to pure being itself, the eternal now, that which exists before time, before thought, before identity, before the world. I am. And when Moses hears in Exodus, I am that I am, this too is the absolute declaration of being.
Vedanta says, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahmin, not the ego, not the body, but the infinite reality. And when Christ says, I and the Father are one, Vedanta echoes, I am Atma Brahma. The self is Brahmin. The finite and infinite are not two.
But misunderstanding begins when these truths become theology instead of realization. Ramana taught two paths: true surrender and self-inquiry, not belief, not intellectual study, but direct realization. Who am I? Not as philosophy, but as living inquiry. When all thoughts fall away, what remains? In deep sleep, there is no world, no person, no suffering, no identity, no body sense, no you, no I, yet you remain. Something remains. This is the self, pure existence, pure awareness. One is enwrapped in the bliss of the self, the transcendental mother, Tripura. This is why sages speak of sleepless sleep.
Awake without mind, present without thought, being without experience. Because in the Absolute, there is no experiencer. only being, no knower, no known, no knowledge, only pure consciousness. Like the ocean beneath its waves, thoughts rise and fall like waves, but the depth remains unmoved. This is the Christ within. This is Atman. This is the Self. And this is what seeing God as He really is truly means. Not seeing another, but realizing there was never separation. The mirror and its reflections are not two. The screen and the movie are not two. The rope and the mistaken snake were never two. And so the great declarations remain, Tat Tvam Asi, that you are. Before Abraham was, I am. Then, who are you? Find out.
The writer thanks you for your attention. Kindly like or comment or read more on the writer's website. Be in peace.